Hello, guys. My name is Kishore Ganesh. Welcome to yet another episode of the Vocal About Arsenal podcast. Today, we will be discussing Arsenal's performance in the 1-0 victory against Manchester United. Now, if you look at the lineups, I believe this is the strongest starting 11 that we have to offer at the moment if we don't get any other signings coming in, especially in the left wing. We had Arteta's tried and tested defense with one exception, which is instead of Lewis Kelly, we had Calafiori coming in. But I believe that with Calafiori, White, and Gabriel and Saliba, it was Arteta's dream defense. And Calafiori's injury was one of the main reasons why Lewis Kelly got a chance to start in the team, and he basically grabbed that opportunity with both his hands. Now that Calafiori has been available again, I believe that Arteta wanted to go back to his first original choice, and yeah, we had like a very strong backline. And then we had, of course, a very stacked midfield as well, with another new signing in the form of Martin Zubimendi coming in. And he was flanked on both sides by Mr. Rice and Odegaard. And going to the forward line, yet again, two familiar faces in the form of Saka and Martinelli. But of course, we had the big man starting his first game for Arsenal in the form of Victor Gyökeres. And I have to say that Arteta doesn't just trust this guy. I believe that he's quite convinced by him, because there is no question of easing him into the team. That's at least what I saw. He basically threw Gyökeres right into the team against United and away from home, which speaks to the confidence that the manager has on him. As far as our performance is concerned, I believe that we lacked some directness. And this has been a problem that has been associated with Arsenal for the past few seasons, for sure. We could attribute that to a lack of a legit number 9, or maybe it is the system that Arteta likes to play. But we are very good at getting the ball quite quickly, right up to our final third. And then we kind of stop. We make it a point to wait for our players to fall into formation, and it is only after that that we attempt a shot. Now, the problem with this is by this time the opposition has time to get into their own formation, with which I think we kind of give up our advantage. And now that the opposition is in their formation, the box pretty much gets completely crowded out. And it would take a literal, I would say, like a magician to get past all of them and to score a goal. So, definitely, I believe that Gyökeres coming in, and to some extent Madueke coming in, and also for Martinelli and Saka to get that aspect of their game more refined, and for our midfield players like Odegaard and Rice to come forward and also to make those breaking runs into the box. All of these things I believe are needed, required, and expected for this team to improve on their directness. However, at this moment, I still believe that Gyökeres, because it is his first match ever in the Premier League, he's still getting used to the team, and the team is getting used to him. And I didn't have a chance to read the reports, but it was mentioned that Arteta believed that we did not take advantage of about 7 to 8 situations in the game where we did not take advantage of Gyökeres' runs. I would like to agree with him, and I distinctly remember that one run that he made where it was almost going to be like, hey, we have Gyökeres' first goal coming up. But then for some reason, unfortunately, the ball got caught up in his feet, and the chance went begging, basically. So, yeah, I have a feeling that this problem of us taking too much time to get our shots away, or us taking a lot more passes that are more sideways than direct at the goal, all these problems will be solved in the, or at least I hope will be solved in the near future. And I believe that Gyökeres and Madueke, and of course we can't forget Rice and Havertz playing a major role in that. But that said, I also believe that somehow we do try to be very cute, we do try to be very slick. In fact, I believe that the whole team kind of tries to be like Odegaard, because I see that slickness when Odegaard plays. There is almost like there is a sense of control in the way that he kicks the ball. So I don't know, maybe because of the fact that he's the captain, I think that quality is kind of rubbing off on the rest of the players, which is good for Odegaard. But then again, I would want my forwards to kind of dial that down. And what I'm essentially trying to say is that sometimes we need precision, sometimes we need a battering ram. And I believe that, I hope that Gyökeres and Madueke become that battering ram more and more as this team evolves. And just to put a bow on Gyökeres' performance, I actually liked his performance. He pressed quite well, he ran about, he was very dominant when the defenders tried to box him in. So I believe it was a very promising debut for Gyökeres, and more to come from the big man for sure. Coming to Odegaard, Odegaard was everywhere. I believe that this Odegaard was missing for maybe most of the last season. But in this match, I could not take my eyes off him. He was popping up everywhere. He was taking on shots. For the entire 90 minutes, he was pressing. And there was this one incident in the 86th minute where he basically was yelling at his teammates to press United's goalkeeper. And I believe nobody had the legs for it, but he just went in. And there was yet another moment a bit later than that where there was a pass, and had Odegaard been a bit fresher, I believe he could have taken advantage of it. That said, I still believe that he would have gotten to the ball and would have waited for somebody else to make the finishing run. But I believe he was too tired to get to the ball. So yeah, it was an amazing performance, a very fit performance, and I think a performance that was affected by the fact that the team, as Arteta claims, seems to have voted overwhelmingly for Odegaard to be the captain. So kudos to him. Surprisingly, as far as the stats are concerned, Odegaard had both the highest shots on target per 90 and shots per 90. So, hey, good job, captain. Expecting the same form or even better in the coming days. Now, coming to Declan Rice, and of course, talking about captains of Arsenal, Declan Rice is definitely a player who would have been in contention. The other one I would say is probably Gabriel. But his performance today was, I would say, a bit muted. But that said, Declan Rice was taking a lot of shots at the target. And once again, I really, really want our forwards to do that more. And it was also Declan Rice's magical corner kick that led to our goal. So, yeah, even if his performance was muted, he was effective. Now, sticking with the midfield, our new signing in this department, which is Martin Zubimendi, was sublime. There is a finesse with which he plays the ball. His defending actually was killer too. I am not sure who it was, but he had to fight for the ball near the halfway line, very close to the technical area. And the way that Zubimendi got out of that situation proved to me that we have not signed yet another wispy Spanish wizard kind of a player. We have signed a person who is extremely secure on the ball, and he is more than capable of being the metronome, the controller of the midfield. So yeah, I am on board with all the hype, and I'm very happy that Arsenal landed this guy, because I believe we chased him for about 3 years, and Liverpool also tried to make a move for him. But I should say that I am extremely happy that we find Zubimendi at Arsenal, and not to mention that he had the highest accuracy of passes per 90. So yeah, what a debut! Amazing. But I also want to point out at some of the stats that are mildly concerning for me. Our XG numbers had Calafiori at zero point 0.9, which was the highest, Saka at zero point 0.1, and Rice at zero point 0.1. Our expected goals on target has Calafiori at 1 and Odegaard at zero point 0.2. Now, the person who's missing from, or rather, the persons who are missing from both of these stats are Martinelli and Gyökeres. I truly hope that this is a temporary thing, and I want Martinelli and Gyökeres to really step up and contribute to our XG, because hey guys, you guys are the forwards. I mean, forget XG, just get us the goals. Even if the stats are saying something else, it's the magic number on the scoreboard that matters. So please, let's get some more goals going. Of course, I do understand that this is just the first match of the season, and Martinelli looked sharp. He had a few chances that he wasted away as usual, but hey, we still have 37 more games to go. Now, moving on to the defense, I would characterize our defense as being delicate yet effective. Effective is obvious. We have gotten ourselves a clean sheet, so that's good. But the delicate part comes from the fact that I believe that Mbeumo and Cunha both had quite a lot of success against our defense, because they generally outmuscled us, which is quite surprising if you think about the fact that we have Gabriel and Saliba in our team. But I believe that Gabriel was, or rather is, still recovering from his injuries, and of course, this being the first match, we can give them a pass. But it was actually a bit concerning that at one point Cunha managed to get away from about 3 to 4 Arsenal players, and he managed to make a run. It was luck, but I also believe that we got outmuscled over there. Something for Arteta to look at. And White going down was a bit of a problem, and I truly hope that it is nothing much to be concerned about. Fingers crossed on that. But then Timber came in, and I should say Timber was superb. A bit hot headed, I should say. But Timber's performance was superb, effective, elegant, whatever you want to call it. But maybe work on the composure a bit more. There is evidence from the fact that he got a yellow card and he just came on about 10 minutes before that. Now, coming to United, there are only 3 things I care to talk about as far as they are concerned. One, why is Casemiro still here? Him and his wife pretty much were crying out for an exit. When I saw the lineups, well, I'll be lying, I didn't see United's lineup. But when I saw that he was on the field and he made that pass to Mbeumo, I was like, man, shouldn't you be leaving? So yeah, hey, hoping for that to happen, and hoping for a more terrible player to come into United's team. But hey, there is still time for that. And the next thing that I would like to note is that a large number of United players just kept falling in their penalty box. Arsenal players would make some kind of contact with them and they would immediately tumble. All dives, and that got a bit infuriating after a while. And I was actually quite impressed by the fact that their diving, and of course, this being Old Trafford, The referee didn't fall for it and didn't end up giving a penalty. But that is also down to the fact that I think Arsenal have gotten this defending thing down into a kind of a art form. No matter how much people try to dive, people try to complain, I believe that the quality of our defense is such that we can pretty much do those collisions, do those physical contacts without giving the officials a chance to give us a penalty. And finally, we come to Shesko, who I have been told was on the field, but honestly, I could not spot him. If you guys could spot him, please let me know in the comments. So, yeah, that was the first match of the season. It is a win to the Arsenal, 3 points in the bag. Let's keep going forward. Yes, I do understand and I do notice that the performance was a bit under par, but hey, we have 10 more months of this. We have 37 more games, and that's only in the Premier League. We have the Champions League and two more cups. So let the team get better, let the team get warmed up, let the team start making those organic connections, and I believe that our performances are going to improve. All I hope for is that we get 15 points for the first 5 matches by thrashing Liverpool and City. Fingers crossed on that. Here, sending a lot of positive vibes to Arsenal FC. Once again, my name is Kishore Ganesh. This is the Vocal About Arsenal podcast, and thank you, my dear listeners and viewers, for giving me your time. It has been and it is going to continue to be a pleasure. Thank you.